for TTNHD Production Live, here with David Clair and Marcus Nash, the producer and director, writer of Lost Lake. How did you two come to know each other?
We've known each other for a while, and I was doing a story for Time magazine on prospectors out in the Mojave Desert, and I was like, this is such an amazing environment. We should do a film out here in the Mojave. It's like ready to go. You just need a camera. So I came back into LA all fired up, and I go, Marcus, let's make a movie. And he was like, okay, and that's how it started. So then we started like grinding out story ideas, and then we were looking for locations, and Marcus was out looking at locations, and he found this amazing place called Trona, California.
And how did you find it?
Well, there was this old mining town that Dave liked. It was sort of a touristy gold mining town called Randsburg, California. And
it was an authentic ghost town. It wasn't just a touristy town.
Right.
Okay.
It actually has
The
ghosts?
gold miners had told me about, wait, what was it called?
Randsburg.
Right. The gold miners I've been hanging with were like, you have to stop in Randsburg on your way back to LA.
And Randsburg was cool, and it looked great, but there was a mean woman who was like the unofficial mayor of that town. She said, we don't like independent films. We only like if you have lots of money. And so I thought, well, this is not a good atmosphere. And it wasn't that spooky. It was a little bit cute. So I kept going, and I found this town that was about 2/3 abandoned, and the houses were from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and like 2/3 of them, windows smashed out, you know, holes in the walls. So I came back and I said, what do you think, Dave? And he's like, that's it, we need to go there.
There was this one still of a house looked kind of like the Brady Bunch house, but you know, like the holes in the walls and graffiti everywhere, and then a vacuum cleaner that it looked like it just sort of stalled in the middle of the room, and they just left. It was like, I ain't even gonna finish cleaning this place. Let's just get out of here. Like loaded up the truck and left. And the whole town is like that. And it was so spooky and weird that that provided, the town really became a character. So like, this place, we can really go somewhere with this, because you got the Mojave Desert surrounding it, then this crazy ghost town that was a contemporary ghost town. Like it wasn't like old-timey, it was like a regular neighborhood that had been abandoned, like very post-apocalyptic.
And the people in Trona were so nice, as opposed to in Randsburg, where I met this mean woman. There's no government in Trona. There's no mayor, no city council. The only representative they have are the senior center. And the people at the senior center were so nice. They said, sure, come, we'll help you. And they were awesome. And they made it very easy for us to film and find other great locations like we shot.
Was it the administrative staff at the seniors' home or the seniors themselves who were helping you out?
Well, it was actually a senior center, so it was like a place where seniors could come and have pancakes on Saturday morning, sort of thing. And it was
bingo
just
and stuff. Yeah.
It was just a community center, and that was the government of the town. That was all there was, and they were great.
Did they make everybody wear slippers?
No. It was kind of like they had a role there, which was to help the last remaining citizens of the town, who were mostly senior citizens at that point. So they took their job really seriously, and they met with us. They saw it as something good that could happen in Trona. And it had been a long time since something good had happened there, but some guys were going to come and make a movie that wasn't going to make them look like a bunch of crazed crackers out in the desert. And that's what we wanted to do. And so we met with them, and at that point we had an outline for a script. And, you know, we were envisioning, like, you know, where could we set some of these scenes? And there was this big old rec hall there that was closed down. And we were like, well, do you think we could shoot in that rec hall? That looks like a cool building. And they were like, no, that's, you know, belongs to the mining company that owns most of the town. And so we were like, well, do you have anything else like that, like a big old abandoned buildings? And they go, we have an airport. So we're like, airport? That sounds amazing. So we, you know, that was just a few minutes outside of town. We drove out there. There's like this old hangars, like an airstrip, and then vintage planes all covered with dust still inside the hangars. So, you know, our sense of like the ghostliness just goes, you know, this is it, you know.
Well, and tell me a bit more about the story. What can we look forward to in Lost Lake?
So the story is about a young couple from LA that goes looking for their uncle, and he's a ghost hunter lost in the desert up in a town called Lost Lake. And they travel up, and it's all going to be well and fun. And then their kooky uncle convinces them to help look for the ghost and capture the ghost on video, and then bad things ensue after that.
I saw you had a snake in your trailer. Is that a real snake?
Yes, it is.
It is.
And how did you get it?
Well, strangely enough, I have a little bit of expertise on snakes since I spent about 3 weeks with Henry Rollins going around the country for a show for National Geographic called Snake Underworld. So when we started talking about snakes, I was like, oh gosh, I know snakes. But we were way out in the Mojave Desert, and the biggest one we could find was only about 4 or 5 feet. And the one I had just gotten for the show was like a 19-foot python. 19-foot snake, let me tell you, is really hard to handle. It's so huge, it takes like 4 people to move it anywhere.
Okay.
Wait, let me talk about a snake.
Sorry.
So everyone was like, oh, you'll never get a snake and you'll never find one. I said, some of these crazy desert dwellers, they have snakes. I know it.
They're snake people.
Yeah.
So somebody I met said, oh, you need to talk to Bambi. Bambi has like desert critters. That's her pet store. And so sure enough, I went and met Bambi, and she didn't look like her name at all. She was sort of rough-looking woman with tons of tattoos, and she had giant snakes. And I'm not that scared of snakes, but instead of letting me sort of ease into it, she's like, here, take this one, and put this giant python in my hands. And that turned out to be our snake. What was it, albino?
Yeah, it wasn't an albino reticulated python, something like that.
Reticulated python.
That's for another interview. The snake stories. Because it was like, nothing but snakes for weeks. Like wasn't really that into snakes. I wasn't afraid of them, and I thought they were interesting, but I got to handle a lot of snakes, like a lot. Big ones, all kinds.
Wow.
Get intimate with them. I have all these pictures of myself with snakes.
Intimate with a snake. Interesting. Well, okay, so tell me, where can we check out your film?
Well, right now we're talking to about 5 distributors, and we'll know very soon. You can check out the trailer at our website, which is
LostLakeTheFilm.com.
And there'll be updates.
LostLakeTheFilm.com.
And there'll be updates on our website as we know where it's going to be released.
Yeah, and it just got finished last Friday, so it's
brand new.
The bits aren't even dry yet.
Oh, exciting. And do you two have your own personal websites, Twitter, anything you want to say?
Well, we have Special Order Goods, which is the production company, film production company, Special Order Films. And so you can go to specialordergoods.com, information about us, and more information about the film. And Mark?
Yeah, we have Facebook pages and stuff, but we're a little. You really want our Facebook page?
Well, I suppose if we just search.
Friend us.
You can friend the film too.
Lost
we have all
Lake
sorts of exclusive stuff, stills and clips, behind the scenes videos, that kind of stuff. At Lost Lake, the movie, on Facebook.
Yeah.
You just look up Lost Lake on Facebook, you'll find it. And we would love it if you liked or friended, please.
Like and friend.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you so much, both of you, and best of luck with Lost Lake, and I look forward to seeing the full film.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for TTN HD Production Live.